guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Aisha May. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. So like I mentioned, I did a very little kind of like vlog style thing where I just kind of said that I've got this whole new series that I'm going to start doing, and I want to talk to people that have moved here, not necessarily just from the UK or the US, because there's so many different people that have moved here, others that are from other parts of Africa as well. And I have a friend here who I met when I first came. We'll get into that anyway when I get there, but I just wanted to introduce him. So you're going to meet him and we are going to talk about his experience here in the Gambia. Here we have Harold. Harold, I actually don't know your last name.
Aziz.
I do.
Yeah,
I just realised, I forgot. Oh my gosh, even just coming here today I forgot. Anyway, this is Harold Aziz. I met Harold through a friend one time, I think at Rio's. Yeah. And you were just so friendly to me, and I really, do you know what, I don't think I've ever told you this, but thank you for that, because like you kind of like let me in your friendship group. So he basically invited me to games nights and just parties and stuff, and you were just really nice. I really do. No, honestly, because I don't think, I've never told you. I should have told you off camera, but anyway. but honestly, like, you know, it was because when I first came here, I struggled to make friends, and that's just to do with me.
Okay.
I think also because I can be a bit shy. I don't know if you've ever noticed, I can be a bit shy, but I can be a bit shy, so it takes me a while to be open to like
new environment, new people.
Yeah,
I get it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I was trying to figure everything out. I was trying to figure out my footing here and everything. So I'm really grateful to you for that. And I actually did speak about these things. I had mentioned it in other vlogs, and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to a game night and stuff. And I remember saying, oh, maybe I should record it, but because I didn't know you guys enough, I didn't want to like ask you. So see, that's part of my like shyness there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm genuinely grateful to that. I know there was more things that you invited me to and I just didn't come, but it wasn't because of you guys, it was because I just had no funds. And I didn't feel comfortable going, I don't have the money.
Well, I would say like you're most welcome. And it's just the fact that when I see people that have come here, then you, according to my experience, coming to the country, which will
we'll get into
I felt like we need that. As humans, we need that. You never know, everybody's going through a lot of stuff in their lives.
It's true.
And moving to a new country is one of the things that can be uncomfortable. Changing and settling in, and you just need somebody who can just say, hey, get to know this place, get to know these things. And when you are getting involved in those kind of scenarios and that kind of situation, you start to open up and start to realize how actually it can help you to settle down. You know? So for me it's naturally something that I like to meet new people. Me too. Gambia is really so small.
It is.
So when you see somebody coming in, you can actually learn from them.
It's true.
You can actually learn from them. It's also networking. You know people, you know, oh, this person does this or this person does that. And then you get to know.
It's true. Thank you. Honestly. Okay, right. Okay, so I've got my questions here. Okay, so tell me a little bit about yourself, like your background, where you're from.
Alright, so as you already know, my name is Harold Aziz, and I'm from Malawi. It's not really common people to know like
about
from Malawi moving to Gambia.
No.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure even when I told you that I'm from Malawi, you're like,
Malawi?
Where?
I'm like, where?
Yeah, but if you don't know where Malawi is, it's part of East Africa. It's just a small little country. It's one of the smallest countries in Africa. Oh
really? I thought here was the smallest.
No, it's one of the smallest.
Oh wow.
But Malawi is about 3 times bigger than Gambia.
Oh,
But they're all grouped as
smallest one
in the continent.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes, and people they do ask me like, is Malawi in Africa? Yes, it's in Africa. If you Google it, you can actually see more about it. And I moved from Malawi to Gambia in the year 2011.
Oh, so some time now.
Yeah, I've been here for a while.
Wow.
I've been here for a while, over a decade. There was a time, of course, that I left. For a year.
Yeah.
Then I came back.
So did you go back to Malawi for that year?
No, I actually went to South Africa.
Oh, ooh, what was it like there?
It was a different experience, of course. Yeah, so I lived in South Africa, and it was also my first time to move to a country that I've never been there before.
So had you been to Gambia before?
Yeah, so that was 2019. 2019, I moved to South Africa.
Yeah.
I spent there 1 year.
Yeah.
And I came back.
But then before you came to Gambia, when you moved to Gambia, did you come to Gambia before that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So when was the first time you came?
Yeah, I came in 2011. So 2019, I left Gambia, went to South Africa. 2020, just before lockdown, I came back here.
No, but I mean before 2011.
No, before 2011, I was in Malawi.
Oh, so the first time you came to Gambia when you moved here?
Yes.
Oh, so what? Okay, wait, hold on. Because I'm like, I want to ask another question. I'm like, hold on, okay, so we already went over where you're originally from, which is Malawi. By the way, have any of you guys ever been to Malawi? I would like to know. It'd be interesting what your
if you have any questions, put in the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
We can have interaction.
Oh, look, you're gonna be a YouTuber.
Yes.
Okay, so actually, the next question I was gonna ask was, why did you choose Gambia?
Okay, so like when I was growing up in Malawi,
yeah,
I have my sister who was already living here.
Ah, makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so when she was here, she was actually inviting me, like, you should come for a holiday, you should come, you should see Gambia. But it was just one of countries like, where is Gambia? What's that? So it was just confusing. Like,
yeah.
And even like when you Google
Gambia,
it's not like it shows you
exactly.
luxury, you know. There's no luxury. So I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then circumstance about education and all later on.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice but to move here.
Okay.
I'm an orphan.
Okay.
So when I was doing my high school, I didn't have anyone else I could stay with after my high school but my sister.
Right.
It was that time whereby I had to move on in a different chapter of my life. And so my sister was like, okay, you can come to Gambia.
Yeah.
See it if you like it.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure you like it and you can say. But she was just trying to convince me.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
So that's how I ended up here.
Actually, how old were you when you came here?
I was about 19.
So you went into university?
No, I never been to university, and when I was coming here.
Sorry, it's only because you mentioned schooling. So I'm trying. What?
When I was coming here at the time, you know, when you're in high school.
Yeah.
All you're thinking of is to go to uni.
Yes.
You understand? It's like the goal.
Yeah.
And that's how actually we're raised. We always think of going to uni. And do something.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's talking about going to university, and when you're actually in your last year, you're going through exams. There are even some other kids in your class that have already secured this place in uni. You get that kind of pressure.
Yeah.
So at the time, my dream was like to do engineering.
Okay.
I was really invested in engineering. I wanted to do engineering, and I was thinking that when I come to Gambia, I'll get a chance to do that.
Right.
When I arrived here, my sister was like, I can't afford to actually pay for your university, what you want to do. Yeah. But we'll see how we'll find a way to figure it out. You know, let's do something, and maybe when we make money from there, then we can go back to school, And for me at that point, at that time, I remember it was depressing. It was just like a blow, like, because you're just thinking like your friends are in school, they're in uni. And somebody telling you like, oh, you can't go to uni because you can't afford to pay your school fees. Yeah. It was really a blow, and we're talking about now going to find a job. It's just depressing. It was depressing. So when I came here, and my sister told me that I wasn't happy about it. Right. To be honest, I wasn't happy. So like the transition, like settling in, was kind of like disrupted because I'm thinking that okay, I'll get to Gambia and maybe I'll get in a university in engineering, but then you get here and he's telling you now like, oh, I can't afford to pay for your school fees. So you have to find a job or something to do, and you're coming from high school. What job are you gonna get? School fees.
I can understand that. Yeah. So what did you do job-wise in Gambia at that time? I'm just really I'm like, what? I mean,
the funny story. At the time, I was into DJing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was into DJing. So I started like practicing. Like I was thinking, like, okay, I can land a job maybe in one of the clubs. Or, you know, like the country is so much into. One thing I noticed is so much into music.
Yeah.
Gambia is so much into music.
Yeah, I love
and
music.
you go to the beach, everywhere is loud.
Yeah.
You know, the local music, international music.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can do DJ and I can get some money out of it. I was thinking that I can actually make money from DJ. Not like DJ don't make money, I don't know, but at the time it didn't work out for me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I landed a job of, luckily enough, I just learned how to drive. So my sister was like, okay, I can give you some pocket money.
Yeah.
If you drive my kids from school, if my kids are from school, I'll bring them home.
Yeah.
And if they have they have to go to a party or whatever kids, I should take them there.
Yeah.
Bring them back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could say like my first job was as a driver.
Yeah.
Drive my sister's kids.
Yeah.
And what she was paying me wasn't something that I can like to keep for school or whatever.
Yeah.
So right now looking back, I would say like it was just like for her to teach me some responsibilities.
That's
To
good.
get on time to something, you know, it kind of helped me in that.
Yeah.
So since I had so much time,
Yeah.
I had another job. I was a cleaner. Actually, at the village, there was one place there. I was cleaning one of the offices. Yeah, so I was
Good. So
cleaning
you
desks, mopping and stuff like that.
big up to your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she told me a lot of stuff.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
So that's how I started working. So I was like a driver.
Yeah.
And a cleaner.
Yeah.
Then in terms of driving, I can, which we were gonna talk about, I think, in the interview. Like, I started working to pick up people from the airport.
So I can see where this is going now.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna get into because Harold has a business here.
Yeah.
Well, more than one, isn't it?
Yeah, no more.
Yeah, more than one. We're definitely gonna get into that.
Yeah.
I can see the footsteps towards it.
Footsteps.
Yeah,
It's a process.
Yeah,
You have to trust the process.
Yeah. But what I really like is that you came here. Okay, you were obviously a bit disappointed about the fact that you wasn't able to get into university, but then you managed to start going out there and trying to do other work regardless, which is sometimes you find that certain people here aren't even doing that. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And to your sister.
Yeah.
So what has been your experience here when you first moved compared to now?
In general, I would say growth.
Yeah.
When I came, I remember like it was difficult to settle in, like I said.
Yeah.
I would have disappointment.
Yeah.
And also later on, you start to get like homesick.
Yes.
Because of friends. So the things that I was telling you that I know how settling in can be difficult in the country. What I was finding difficult at first is like making friends that will understand where I'm from.
Yes. Yes.
And
I
also
definitely.
change of culture.
Yes.
Because I'm from East.
Yeah.
And I'm here in West.
Right.
There's totally different in culture. Alright? My behavior is different to here.
Right.
So even my accent is different. So even like I go out with the friends, the friends that I was even making at the time, they'll be even laughing at me the way I pronounce something.
What just in English?
Yeah, mostly in English. And they'll find it funny, like, oh, you say that. I'll be like, okay. So yeah, I said that. Like, no, we say
that.
Yeah. So it was just for them funny because I don't sound British, I don't sound American. Because here people, they'll respect more of like somebody who's coming from England or from America. They won't find that as a problem with their accent.
Yeah.
Because they're used to it because of the country is a tourist country.
Yeah.
And they get to those people, they're already here.
Right.
They're familiar with the accent.
Get it.
But then you get somebody from the East has a little bit funny sound in the pronunciation. They'll be like, okay, that is not British accent, that is not American. Like, why do you say that in that way? You understand? So yeah, that was kind of strange to me because I've met people. Yeah. For example, in Malawi, you have Zimbabweans, you have South Africans, you have Nigerians, you have so I've never seen anybody laughing at them the way they sound.
Yeah, I
just
didn't even know that.
Yeah, they're from, you know. Oh. But here I was getting that with friends. They'll be laughing, and it'll get somewhere where it's annoying because maybe I'm trying to explain something, and somebody's laughing. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it? It's
yeah,
and then they're saying like, oh, laughing because you said that.
Yeah.
We say this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to get to understand that I'm not from here.
Yes.
You understand? So that probably, if you're a grown person, like maybe if you're like above 25 and you won't find it annoying.
Yeah.
But when you're just from high school, you're just a teenager, you find it now annoying. Like, okay, can you just stop with the laughing?
But I think, do you know what? I think that would annoy me. Because I think that's partly why, no, it's not, I think, it is partly why I don't speak Wolof.
Yeah.
Because whenever I try to say anything, and I know it's because I have I've been told I have a very strong British accent.
Yeah.
I've been told that by a few people here. So I know obviously the way I might pronounce.
Yeah, the slang will be different, obvious. So they start laughing instead of just teaching you.
Exactly.
But that is not only here, you find it in many other places as well.
Yeah, it's true.
People will just find it like funny. Or,
yeah.
So
it's true.
So that was a challenge.
Yeah.
Now I don't see that as a challenge anymore. I get like I said, like when you're above like 20, you just now get used to it. Like okay, some people they find something funny when it's not funny.
Yeah.
And it's up to you where to dwell on that.
Yeah.
Or you just move on. Like okay, yeah, I know that sounds funny.
Yeah.
So let's just move on.
Yeah.
Obviously, financially, it was a tough time for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have money, like for example, to go to school, education.
Yeah.
Money I was having was just to buy credit or to use for transport, taxi, or something like that. Just pocket money. The other challenge, but the thing that I liked is actually not to get in politics, but I love jamming.
No, you're not the first person that I've heard say that. By the way, Jammeh is or was the president before Barrow, wasn't he? Yeah. And I heard a mixture of things when I first came here. I heard that some people said he was like a tyrant. It's not a word I really want to use, but some people said that. And then other people said, no, he was really good. He helped Gambia so much. And that is what I've heard more than the other side. And from what I've learnt and heard about him, I too believe that he was very much helpful for Gambia, especially with how things are.
So I just say like, not to get in politics. It's not about politics. So no, it's not about a debate who was good or whatever. But I'm just saying, to my opinion, when I came in, I was listening to one of his speeches that he was making. I loved his speeches. He was funny. He was a funny guy, or he's still a funny person. So he was actually advising. He was talking to girls. It was at Banjul something. At Banjul there is a court area where he used to actually talk to students and stuff like that. He used to talk to people. So I was watching his speech, and he was actually encouraging girls to get education and forsake about social media and all this, and concentrate on their education, concentrate on getting papers and stuff. And when he's talking, he puts in some jokes in his speech that were really funny. And I just like the guy, his speeches when he's talking, I just like the jokes that he'll put in those kind of speech. But I know like there's so much about politics that people that went through that is not something that I want to promote here or talk about. Just like one thing I said that I liked his speeches. I felt like he was somebody who actually stand on what he believes on and actually promote Gambia for the good. You know. And things happen. And I hope like everyone is sorted out on the political side, but just on personal stand. And I remember he actually came in my street because I was living in Cape Point. So in Cape Point, his mom was living in Cape Point. So he came to see his mom, and for all of a sudden, we just hear like police cars are coming through. Dust, people are making noise in the street. So I came out, I was like, what is happening? You know, like kids are shouting, and he came out from one of his cars on the roof, and with this box, and in the box there was cash. So he gives it to the security, like give everybody money. And this security guy, a woman actually, I don't know whether she was part of the security or what.
Yeah.
But she just came. I was standing on the gate. Right?
Yeah.
She came like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And I see that the presidential cars they have stopped in the same street, right?
Yeah.
Because the mother was just living just around the corner. So there's so much security cars. So I'm looking. I was like, oh wow. Then people were saying, Jammy's here, Jammy. Everybody's shouting. And I was like intrigued, like, oh, let me see the president, you know. So I was standing there, and this lady, she just came and gave me $200 cash. I was like, oh,
thanks. I did nothing.
My first time to get free money in Gambia.
Yeah, wow.
So it was from the president. So yeah, you see why I like it.
Yeah, no wonder why he gave you free money.
Yeah,
I would have liked him too.
He gave me free money. So yeah, that was also a nice experience.
Oh, I never heard that before.
Yeah,
I heard about tractors he bought and gave to people, and land gave to people.
Whenever he passed by, whether it was in the street or whatever, he either throw money or biscuit snacks and all that.
Wow.
That is one thing that I would say that was a nice thing to see.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was interesting, entertaining.
Yeah. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the other question? Okay, so now that you're in Gambia, actually, how long have you been here for now? Hold on, let me just do this a little bit. Yeah, so you're here.
Alright, so now I've been here for over a decade. Although, like I said, like I left and I came back. That tells you why I left the country.
Yeah, for real.
I had a different experience in South Africa compared to Gambia. And it's one thing that I actually liked at the time is the security part of the country. The crime rate in the Gambia was very low.
That's something a lot of people like.
I remember like forgetting my phone in a taxi, and the taxi guy was able to like call me back and be like, oh, you left your phone.
Wow.
Where can I meet you? And give it to you.
Wow.
Or, like when I called a number, the person will actually reply. Yeah, it was that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say it's the same now?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, now actually you have to watch your phone, whether you're going to the concert or whatever. You watch where you put your phone. If you forget your phone in the car, you much forget about it. And actually that's happened because I've actually lost a phone in the car. And I called it back. So the phone was actually this small phone that have like 2 SIMs inside. So I was using it for work. And when I lost the phone, there were 2 SIM cards inside. So I think the person who took the phone didn't know that it was a 2 SIM or I don't know why. So he just removed one SIM and put his own SIM.
Okay.
So when I called the other SIM, he picked up and I was like, oh, sorry, that's my phone. I don't know where I left it at, but do you mind if I come and collect the phone? Like, who is this? And he's like, oh, I drive a taxi. Yeah, maybe you forgot it in my taxi. I was like, oh, perhaps. But where can I meet you to get my phone back? He's like, okay. Then the phone cut, right? So I'm calling it back. I'm hearing that the phone you're trying to reach cannot be reached at the moment. So the person now checked like, why is this person calling me on my number? Then probably you remove the battery to see now like, oh, there's 2 SIM. Yeah. Then I try to call again.
That was it.
That was it.
That
was it. It was gone, and that's how I lost my phone. So yeah, it was definitely different. But I hope like it's something that if I was to advise on that, it's just like that is a personal decision that you make. It has nothing to do with like the past or whatever. Still, it's a personal decision that you make. Like, let me take this from this person.
Yeah, it's true.
Nobody to blame. Whether you cannot point at the police, you cannot point at the government or whatever. If anybody in the comment is trying to do that, it's not what I'm saying. It's just people changing their mentality.
Exactly. It's true, you know.
To do that, so
I think it's kind of reminds me of the way that you thought in terms of like say welcoming me here. That was a thought mentality. So you can do the same thing for so many things.
It's your personal decision.
It is a personal decision. Because me, I'm not stealing nothing from no one, you know. So
that's the length that I've been here, and now I'm still here. And
so do you think it's your forever home? I know that's a big statement to make.
Yeah.
Because forever is a big statement.
Yeah. Forever is a long time, and also it's a short time.
Yeah.
I consider home is where your loved ones are. Okay? So if my loved ones they're in Nigeria, in Malawi, East Africa, in Gambia, that's where I come from. Okay? And at the moment, most of my loved ones they're back in Malawi. Okay? Malawi will always be my home because my family is there, my sisters are there, my brothers, cousins are there. So that's where my heart is. Here is based on I think Gambia it turned me into a man. I would say I came here as a boy and I grew into a man. Like I said, I see that the difference between when I came here and now is growth. I would say it's growth. Like I've grown. I've learned a lot from Gambia. Gambia has taught me a lot. It has made me into a man that I am today. And I'll always be grateful for that. I'll always be grateful for that. So I can say that Gambia is my second home. Because of the person who I am today.
Okay. Oh, what's that? No thanks. Let me see. There's another question I want to ask, but I don't think I had it written down.
No problem.
Okay. Have you developed a community here?
Actually, here is very challenging, depending on what community you want to develop. But I do belong in a community. I would say that business-wise, because I do car rental. So I would say that I'm happy to have played a part in business-wise in the country. I've created some jobs, and I do work with different people in different sectors. And there's some that they're interested to work, but then there's some that they're not. So the development-wise is quite slow, I would say. And sometimes you just give up on some people because they're not willing to see the goal, what you want to actually do. And it's not my fault, it's not their fault. I'll just say that it's how it is. What you can imagine to create and to actually give to the society, somebody else will not be interested. So the challenge you get in building community in Gambia is people to understand time, to use time. Because for me as a business person, I say that time is very valuable for me.
Exactly. I completely agree.
Here you find like you can actually, even like in business wise, right? You can give a job to somebody like, okay, let's say a driver. For me, like for example, I was a driver. So you can have an agreement with somebody as a driver, like, okay, can you be here at this hour? Right? And then there's a trend of people showing up 1 hour late, 2 hours late. And the problem is, if you are delayed to something, you supposed maybe to text the person or call the person like, okay, I cannot make it. I can make it at this time, or I'm running late, but I'm on my way. That here doesn't exist. And they expect that when you call back, or when you call them, maybe they'll not even pick up your call. And then when you try to actually communicate, at the same point you communicate, they'll say that, oh, I'm sorry. And they think like, that's enough. Enough. Like you shouldn't go
any further.
You should accept the apology and move on and give them still the job. There are so many situations I've been in like that. And you tend to drop, for me, if I agree with you 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock. People that have rented cars for me, they'll understand that. They can even say like, he is always on time. And even if I'm 1 minute late, I don't feel comfortable. That's me. I don't feel, I feel like I've delayed you from doing something. So like even like if I'm going somewhere and I see that, oh, I'm supposed to be with this person by 9 o'clock, and now it's a minute after 9, I'll text or call. I'm on my way. I'll be there. Just I'm running late. Do this. Sorry, I'll get there and apologize and be like, okay, this is my fault. I should have been here a little bit earlier.
I'm the same.
And what can I do to actually make it better? If the person says like, oh, it's fine, it's okay, let's move on from that, then that's great. But if there's anything that I can actually compensate on the time, I'll try to actually get it.
Timekeeping
so
here is
here to build a community. is very, very difficult in terms of timekeeping. Otherwise, people will just draw you back from achieving what you want to achieve. And some people as well, they're also serious. But it's just that to get to those people, most of the times it can take forever. It can take you time. But if you're lucky, you actually get them. There are people that I work with, and they're Gambians, and they're so good at time.
Yes, I have the same.
At time, they actually show up. But majority, I would say that majority will disappoint you in actually moving forward. So when you get to meet people that are actually straight and they're good on time, first thing, like, to know people in Gambia, if somebody's good on time, with time, know that you can keep them around. When they just give you reasons of not showing up, you say like, oh, I didn't get a taxi, oh, where I stay is far, oh, this, I understand that. But if you have an appointment and you agreed to show up by 10, then you should find a way to be there by 10. Not like after that we should bring in the excuses of like, oh, where I stay is far. Then why did you agree to show up at 10? You should have put it in the beginning that, oh, I can't come at 10 because where I stay is too far. Well, how about we make it by 11? So because you know your transportation, you know your movement. So here there's that difficulty of building a community. But in my work-wise, I've created jobs, I've created opportunities for other people. And that community I can say is work-wise, work-related. Yes, I have a community that I have.
What about friends related? Friends, community.
Friends, I pick my friends. I'm the kind of person that don't like a big crowd. There are friends that you actually meet there and just say hi to. There are friends that you actually keep in your circle, and also like the ones in the circle, they're actually like handful. Like
same.
I pick them. And that is not based on country-wise. I think even you can be in the UK or in America. You just choose to have.
Sorry.
You just choose to have friends that you see that they're actually productive. For me, when picking up friends, I see what is it that I gain from you as a friend. You understand? It's not something. Some people, they can find it like, oh, that's selfish, or that's this, but in today's world, you don't want to have people that just depend on you.
So for me, I see it as like in a growth sense. If I grow and learn things, positive things from friends, then you're definitely a friend and I want you around. That's how I don't know.
Friendship has to have value. You understand? You have to have value that is both sides. Some, they can find value in you in terms of financially. I'm not judging. Some, they can find value in you in terms of like what you can provide.
Intellect.
Whether it's advice, whether it's
life experience
and stuff like that. So you just see like what type of friendship you want to have with people. For me, I pick my friends, right? Because I've also learned that when you have a big circle, nothing good really comes from there.
I prefer small. I've always been like that from when I was at primary school. I used to have like one best friend at primary school. And then it kind of has always been like that. But then the more older I've gotten, I started not calling my friends best friends, because I'm my best friend. But I will call them like that. I say that like my sister or my brother, because I feel like it's a bit more unconditional, because I used to put pressure, not intentionally, but on friends. I expect them to come to somewhere I want to go, because I really want to go, but they don't want to go. So it's just like, but I don't want to go, and I will get really disappointed and be like, but why isn't she come? I really would. If it was the other way round, I would go. You know. And then I started realizing like, no, but no one has to do something that they don't want to do, and it's not about that. And really, you shouldn't pressurize people in that way. You know.
You get to have friends that all they want to do is hang out. You know, hang out. How long are you going to be just saying, let's go this, let's go that? They're just spending money that you are really struggling to get. So you have friends that, for me, I prefer to have friends that I can hang out with. But also you have time like to say, oh, I'm working on this. How can I improve on this? Or if a friend sees that you're working on something, you'll be like, yo, I know how to get good results from that. And the second business that I'm actually doing, that I've just started, it's where I'm also like making new friends.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Coming with like ideas.
Yeah.
And actually advice.
Yeah.
That I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I'm getting to see like, oh, okay, I can keep this person around.
That's good.
Because I'm getting that education that I need.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, so I want to ask you one more question before we get into your businesses, I think. Wait, hold on, let me see. Yeah, and then that question I'll ask you last. Okay, so I used to get asked this question a lot, so I'm going to ask others the same question. How has dating been for you here in Gambia? Scratching nervously.
Yeah. That's an interesting question.
Listen, the amount of times people used to ask me that question.
Okay, so I won't say that it hasn't been successful, but it has been educated.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I say, Gambia made me grow into a different person that I am.
Yeah.
Or that I was and that I am today. I've learned from different perspectives in terms of like lifestyle, traditions, what to expect.
Yeah.
So as a foreigner, I'll speak on my experience.
Yeah.
I don't know how others works.
Yeah.
But one thing that I've realized about dating, I don't know whether it's Africa in general. There's the challenge where I can say like men were facing, but then I'll just talk on my.
It'll be interesting because I spoke from a female perspective, so yeah.
There's this kind of like competition in relationships right now. There's this kind of like people that are spending more time to actually know what you have or what you can provide in a relationship than actually studying to know the person.
Oh. Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
You understand? So, for example, for a male side, I have to prove that I have money, I have a car, I have a house, before I even know you, or maybe even before you even tell me your name. You understand? Like, what is it can you provide? What is it that you can give me?
So, for instance, you're out at a club.
Yeah.
You know, usuals around here.
Yeah.
You see a girl you like. That is what she would ask you before she would even like get into a conversation with you, or this is just more of a general thing, you mean?
I would say like it's a general thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you meet the girl.
Right.
Or where you meet whosoever you want, whatever gender you want to get yourself involved in. But in terms of like my experience, it's not even about like picking a girl in a club.
Right.
Because, first of all, picking a girl in a club is not really a good idea. Yeah, I'm not saying that people who go to the club they're bad people or anything. No, but it's just that the location is not really based on like picking somebody to date on a long term. Right?
It's funny you say that because I actually met my partner in Rio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like.
No, but I would never would I say. Yeah, go to Rio, go to
yeah, to pick your lifetime.
No,
exactly.
Never.
That happens. That can happen.
It was
because
very
you
unexpected.
The same people that you can actually meet in other also good locations.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I'm just saying that you should not go with the perspective.
The intention,
that you're meeting a life partner.
Yeah.
In the club.
Yeah.
If you did that, you met somebody, lucky you, and well done, like it's working for you, I guess.
Just happens.
But yeah, because the intention of going to the club is not really that.
No, it was not
it wasn't.
at all.
Yeah, so if it's accidental and it was a good accident,
it was literally.
Good. But yeah, basically in general, I can say this is probably like I'm not sure with like Europe, but even if you see like social media videos and stuff like that, you see that nowadays like to date somebody, it's more of like for a guy. What you have, and you have to prove that okay, you can give money or this and that, and the girls are not really interested to know you as on a personal level. Okay, so there are people actually. The funny thing is about life. Yeah, there are actually people that have got are financially stable, or actually that they have got a lot of things going on in their life.
Yeah.
But when they go out there, they're not there to advertise it.
No, exactly. So you will never know just by looking at someone, really.
Yeah. So like your question was like, okay, when you go to the club, when you meet somebody, is it like they're actually asking you like what you have? Or, no, but they know how to pick one. You understand? There are signs that you know, like, okay, this guy.
They're looking.
Like, okay, this guy has something going on. They look at you and see like, okay, they have something going on or something like that. Some is fake. Yes. Of course, most of it is fake.
Yeah.
Most of it is fake because they know that, okay, when I go to the club, this is what the girls are looking for. So I will dress up in a way that
it portrays that.
It portrays that. But in actual sense, you see that many girls will actually get disappointed on a long term, realizing that, oh, the guy actually just wanted this. And then you're back to the club trying to find, and that's a problem.
It's a continuous cycle.
You're trying to hook up with another person, but then you're going through the same thing. But I've had relationships that didn't go my way. I had 3 relationships, but from the start of a relationship here in Gambia, I would say that I don't think. It's even okay. Let me put it this way.
Okay, it's getting.
As for guys, for male, when you actually get attracted to a female, it's not like the first goal is like, oh, I want to marry this girl, right? If you're a man, a proper man, you're looking at, okay, let me get to know this girl. Maybe because you have like got attracted, maybe because of the beauty, or maybe you have known the girl a little bit while, and then you'll be like, okay, I want to have something with this girl, right? But I don't know out there. I've never met a man who say like first day. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure like a lot of women, they can talk about like how a guy approached them and said like, I want to marry you, and that was fake. Because the guy doesn't just approach a girl. You don't know how, you don't know her background and everything, and say like, oh, I want to marry you. How long will it last? You get to have to know somebody else. So my relationship didn't really go well, but I learned that things that I did wrong in the relationship. And I've learned from them, and there are things that my partner did wrong that I didn't like, and I see that, okay, I cannot live with this person for the rest of my life, because for me, if I'm going to get in a dating situation, I want something that is tangible. You understand? It's either you do something that is tangible to get in a relationship than to be playing games or to be having situations. So I won't go deep into what happened personally.
No, you don't need
overall,
to.
I think like there's too much of that, and many people, they are not focusing on what exactly the other person is. Know the person. It's not by force to end up marrying them or dating them. Try to have a period where you actually have to be like, okay, you know what, fine, you like me, you have my number, okay, let's chat, let's talk, okay, get to know people, what their intentions are, you know. Sometimes it can take so long, but the thing with men, if they like a girl, they like a girl, and
full stop.
If a guy is showing you different colors, today is green, tomorrow is red, then obviously there's something. As a female, you should just know that, okay, that's not where you should go. But if a guy, I think the first key would be like consistent, and you see that, okay, this guy has something going on, you focus on something. Because also the other thing that corrupts dating, many women, they want a lot of time from a man. So if you have like a man who has got like maybe a business or work going on, they can be sometimes very demanding on your time. But for females, you have to get to know the guy. Like I said, get to know them. What do they do? What times are they free? What times do they work? What type of work is he doing? Is the work actually really matching with the spending of time that he's talking about? So when you get there, and then you can start dating. But then, for me, what turns me off in a dating, when you get to meet someone, they will start showing you that you have to give me this if you want to date me. Okay, there's that aspect. And there is the aspect of maybe some people that is their thing, but for me it's not. I want you to take time to know me first, before you start demanding like, oh, I want this money to do this. And also, like, as a foreigner to date here, the things that I've seen or I've met is that there's this perspective of like different treatment. When you date somebody that is locally here and you're a foreigner, let's say like the guy, you're a foreigner, there's this behavior where you have to solve problems of the thing. You are now somebody to solve
problem
our
solver.
problems. And mostly it's financially. It's never really like a girl saying like, you know what, I actually don't know how to use a computer. Let me tell you this. There's so many girls that really very well knows how to use social media platforms, the TikToks, the Facebook, the Instagram,
like emails and
but
stuff.
they don't know how to write an email. They don't know how to use Excel. They don't know how. They don't even know where. Maybe even their son is, what are you talking about? What is Excel? You understand? And they can have a boyfriend that is actually working maybe in a bank.
And
he
could
knows
teach
how.
them.
He can teach them like, okay, this is how Excel works. This is what you have to do.
I think because the mindset is very different. I think from what I see from females here, it's more about being a lady that takes care of the home and cooking, and I don't know if that's right. So then they're not really focusing on that because they're just thinking that, like you say, the manager's going to give them whatever. So why do I need to know how to email and whatever and whatever?
Well, I would advise you, if you're
not everyone.
By
the way, not everyone.
But if you're the kind of girl that is thinking that way, I'll remind you that this is 2024. It's no longer 90s. All right, because one, things are getting expensive every day. Things are going up every day. But our income, the money that we make from work and all that, is not the same. It's not at the same pace. Okay. So if you're going to have the lifestyle of like, I'm going to depend on my man to provide everything financially, then I'm sorry, because one day, whether you like it or not, one of you is gonna pass. Whether it's the man, let's say, unfortunately your husband passed away, and he was the breadwinner. Now you're going back to stage one, either looking for another man to marry you and take care of your kids that you have, so that he can now be your parachute, you can say. Or you are now stranded with your kids. You don't have school fees, you don't have food, you don't have anything to provide for them because your husband has passed. But if you have learned from him, right? Ask him like, okay, teach me how to use Excel, teach me how to use Word. What is it that you do in your business? Yes, and let me learn this. And this is one fact that I can give you. Let's say, for example, Gambia, an example. If you go to see businesses that are owned, let's say like supermarket, you find that they are majority owned by Asians, right? Let's say garages or spare parts shops, they are majority owned by Lebanese. And if you see the lifestyle of what the black community as black Africans, typical Africans doing, if we have a business, we don't involve our family members, mostly like our wife. Okay? But if you see Asians mostly, they actually involve their wives or their kid. You go in the supermarket, you find at the cashier there's maybe a lady there that is watching things. You go in a furniture store, in the back there's their wife or maybe their son. They're actually grooming him. Because if they know that this is the future, that you're now you build your business, now you have to have a success. If you're out, if you're sick, but many businesses owned by black people, once with us, the business dies.
I've seen that.
There's no brother, there's no son, there's no wife to actually take over the business.
What I found, sorry to cut you, what I found here is that there might be, but then the children aren't interested. So then it either I can't even think of a word to say without using profanity. Either just goes down and completely becomes
useless.
Skeleton of where it once was. Or they just try and milk it for the money. Or they might try, some might try, but find it too difficult. Maybe because they weren't taught certain things.
To those that find like they're not interested, maybe to do their father's business or their mother's business. Some there are women that are doing business, but you see that their kids are not interested. This is, like I said, this is 24.
Yeah.
All right. It's all about like how you can survive.
Yeah.
It's not as well like, oh, I like this is my passion, so I'm gonna pursue this. If you have opportunity in something that you're going to make income in it, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, especially here.
Go ahead and do it, because that's what's gonna keep you on your feet.
Yeah.
Because you can say like, okay, I'm not saying that don't follow your dreams or don't follow your passion, but nowadays you say like there's a side hustle. All right. So if you see that, okay, this business, my father's business, my mother is ready to teach me whatever it is that we do as a family to get money from, and you have your passion, take your passion as a side hustle first. Learn what your parents are trying to teach you, or if they're not teaching you, ask them like, how are you making this money?
Yeah.
You understand? So that when they pass, God forbid that it doesn't happen for you. So like I was saying, that you can have passion, but in terms of like the work and finding income, if you have like a certain member in your family that is like a breadwinner, they're doing business, or they have certain work that they do, and you have opportunity that you can learn from them, I think you should actually learn, because you never know.
Yeah, it's true.
And also, if you're a parent that owns a business, I think you should not be selfish, but
teach your children.
A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
Because once you pass, you don't want like your business just to go to
and fail.
And everything that you work for
gone.
To ashes. So I know that it can be challenging, because even me, like when I was learning the business, it was really challenging, because people have always like different mentality.
Yeah.
But if you are like the older one, you really have to teach the younger ones how to run your business.
Yeah, I think it's a good
They
idea.
should know
Definitely.
the pillars of your business. They should know that, okay, when this happens, this is how to solve it. When that happens, like they should learn. That's why you see like mostly the tribe of the Asians, the Jews, even if you want to go that far, their businesses, their traditional. You know, they move from one generation, their generation, they move from one generation to another. The son takes over, the daughter takes over, and this one takes, even if you're not liking the business, but you have the responsibility to keep it alive. You understand? If you're the next generation, you have the responsibility to keep it alive for the next generation. If you're not interested in that, then teach the next one, and you still have time to now chase what you want to do. You understand? And even if what you want to do doesn't work, you have the backbone.
You got something.
You have something. So it's not about like every time like, oh, I should follow my dreams, I should do what I want to do, I should do what. Sometimes it's about what makes you money.
Sometimes it is, unfortunately. But let's go into, so Harold has, like we mentioned, a couple businesses. What business do you do? How do you make your money here? This is something some people ask me as well.
Okay, so I do car rental business. That is my main business, and this is what I was also explaining. How it all started about, because I wasn't interested in business. At all. My parents were business people, and they passed away. My grandparents were business people. They passed away, and when they passed, their business passed away with them.
Oh, so I see. So that's why you were talking so much. That's why you're so passionate about that. I see.
So my grandparents, I don't know whether they didn't teach their kids how to run their business. But my grandpa was the richest man in my village. Like he owned the whole market. He had the supermarkets. And I come from a small village. So the whole market was based, like everything, all the buildings. It was him who was building.
Wow, that's brilliant.
But when he passed away,
it went.
The kids were just selling things one by one. Because probably they didn't know how to run the business. They didn't know how to get the money from the business. They just saw that the quick way to get the money is by selling it. Building,
and that's what happens here as well.
My grandpa had like cattle, had cows, had goats, chickens and stuff like that. Like when you come to our home, it was a farmer's house.
See, and that is a really good way of making money from the basics.
So all that as well died with him. All gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
My parents started business as well, but they were struggling business owners. And when they passed, that also went. So me now, like growing, and I see that what has happened. So you got nothing from it. Then it's better off like if you're building something, try to make it like the other generation come to learn what you're doing, so that at least when you pass, they have something to continue going ahead, with life. So when I came, I talked about how the whole dream of doing engineering just blew. So I started like hustling. Now I started like cleaning. I was driving. And little by little, I was learning from my sister. My sister, she was working. I'll not go through her work. But she was teaching me. In the meantime, she was teaching me how to run a business. Simple things. She was sending me to schools that will help me to understand business more. In high school, I already did like business studies. But then, when you want to get in the professional side of it, there's some skills that you need to learn.
It's very different learning in school and
The first thing that my sister told me was like I should go and learn accounting. I should know basic accounting. So if you want to own a business, you have to know a little bit about accounting. Okay. So I was doing basic accounting whilst I was doing these part-time jobs. And then little by little, with my sister, we opened a car rental business.
Cool. Afriqcars.
So we started with 2 vehicles. So for me, I was also into like editing. I used to play on the computer a lot. So I was doing more of like the advertisement part of it. I was designing flyers. I was dropping them in the hotels. Anything that needs like printing or design or whatever. I was getting into it. If we need to make a banner or whatever, she would ask me like, can you design that? And then when we have the image, then we can get it maybe to the people that are printing. Then they will just polish it up. So it was actually cutting cost in terms of like design work. When you get it to the printing people, they'll just say, oh, okay, the measurements are not correct. Then they'll
just
polish
adjust it.
If the colors are not perfect, they'll do it. And those were just like added service for them. They will not charge you for that. They're just doing it and then print it out for you. So I was more doing that, and she was more of like now the brains of the business, trying to get it done, get customers and stuff like that. So I was also like taking care of like the driving side of it. So as a car rental, you need to pick up people, maybe from the airport, from their offices or residents, and drop them at the airport. So I was basically doing that. Like I said, I was driving, so I kind of like get more job on the driving side of it, dropping cars at the garage, picking them up. So I was doing all that on the ground, and she was now like trying to build a business inside internally. Like writing emails and stuff like that. I didn't know how to write an email. She taught me how to write emails, to send out emails. Excel, I just knew the basic Excel.
Because Excel's not easy to be fair.
I just knew basic Excel, but now to implement it into a professional world, like how to categorize things and stuff like that. I would say that also she taught me that. You basically, so you know how I knew how Excel works, but then in a professional world, now to categorize things, to what kind of equations you should be putting there.
I guess technical.
Know your expense, know your sales and all these, how you get there. So she was like showing me the stuff.
That's brilliant.
As time went, but it wasn't easy. Like in terms of like working with family, people that work with family, you can actually. I had my own issues. She had her own issues. But with time, it was working. But we had our differences, and I think in many families that work together, you do.
Just families in general.
The main goal, I would say, if you're working with your family, you have to have a goal. What everybody wants. You have to have the understanding that okay, this is the route to get to where everybody wants. So let's say you're my sister and want to work on a business. You should have a goal that you want to get out of that business. I should have a goal that I should get out of that business. And both of us, we should understand that you want this, I want this. So the only way we're going to make it work for both of us to get what we want is by being in this journey together. But if the family, if you want something and I'm not willing to work to put my 100% so that you should get what you want, then likewise my side, then you're not gonna get anything.
Obviously I think that would just reflect in the business anyway. So you started off with 2 cars. And how are things? When did you start, by the way?
So we started off with 2 cars and we grew, and then 2019 lockdown happened. 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
2020 lockdown happened, and that was a disaster.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I'm talking this to many business owners.
Yeah.
Like, that was a disaster. Everybody was returning cars because they didn't need cars to go anywhere. Everybody's inside house. Why should you pay for a car
that you're not using?
You're not going to work. You're not going to do anything with it. So they return it. And then you don't have. You're gonna make money. So you're just depending now on maybe healthy organizations that can call you for a car, but most of the time, even that time, the government didn't need cars. They said they're providing those health institutes. They were taking the cars that are in some other industry and giving them like, okay, get to use, go to this area. So it was really, really tough. Everything was closed down. But then I'll say that I'm not bitter about lockdown. I went inside lockdown bitter, but I came out better.
But do you know what? I'm seeing a recurring theme throughout the time we've been speaking. You really know how to learn from situations that have happened to you, and you're seeing it very much in a positive light, which is very much my ethos. So I really like that.
Yeah, one thing about me, I would say that anything that happens in my life, I know and I trust that I'm supposed to be there. Alright? I first accept the situation, and that's how you have to move with life. And that I learned from one of my relationships. Like I said, like my relationship has taught me different stuff. And one thing I learned in one of my relationships was to accept. To accept where you are and who you are. And what you have. Once you pass that point where you accept where you are, and acceptance is based, like, don't compete with other people. Don't compare yourself with other people. Accept what you have and the situation you're in. Losing my parents at the early age was really something that was devastating. In school and everything, I faced so many challenges. For example, I can say like one thing that was really like bothering me in school. You have like, for example, school parent day.
Oh yeah, parents' evening. I don't know if it's the same. Is it called the same?
And I didn't have any parent showing up for my side, right? And the next day, because every parent signed for your name to show that they showed up, right? They signed. So the next day in the assembly, I found out that nobody showed up for me. So I'm on detention.
What?
But
that's not your fault.
They were still like, well, if nobody came to represent you, that means like you didn't deliver the message.
No.
So I used to get that.
So the school didn't know?
Yeah, they did, but they used to say like you should have somebody who's still to come and represent you. So anyway, so those kind of things like growing up, they kind of taught me like, okay, you just have to accept that in the end you're gonna face this punishment because something else is not available anymore. So I was going to do a detention because my parent didn't show up. And I accepted that. But then when I get also in a relationship, I realized that I thought like that was just gonna be like school time. But then I realized that that's gonna be like the rest of my life. You have to accept what you have and where you are. Okay? Don't blame it that, oh, because I don't have this, because I didn't this, then I can't make it. That is your decision. That's what you're feeding yourself. Because what you feed yourself in your mind, that's what you're gonna get. And by the end of the day, it's what even God, if you believe in God, is going to leave you and be like, oh, okay, you don't believe that this is going to work. You don't believe, you don't trust yourself. So let's see how that's going to take you. How long are you going to live like that? You understand? So you end up like living depressed and all that because you already you feed yourself that, oh, because I don't have A, because I don't have B, then
there's
you don't
no
have
point.
But you have to open your eyes when opportunity comes in your life. You understand? There will always be opportunities in your life.
And be grateful for what is around. Because
use
there are a lot of things that you know, just waking up, breathing, walking.
There's a reason why you woke up, and now it's your decision to actually do something with your life. Okay? So I know that it's difficult. For everybody has got very different stories.
Everyone has their trials.
I know that everybody needs something, but by the end of the day, I think like you just have to open eye and figure out like when opportunity comes in your life, and you have to grab it. Okay, grab it and do what you can do with the opportunity and move on to the next level. So when lockdown happened, it was an opportunity on the other hand.
Yeah.
Because I remember at the time is when I actually started teaching myself the next business that I had to start, which was farming.
Yes.
So that time, Afriqcars was now closed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cars are parked. We removed batteries. We covered them because there's no anyone.
Gosh, I didn't even, because I came on the tail end of 2020, so I came August 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I didn't even see that part so much.
Yeah.
It was
But
just, anyway, go on.
that's what happened now in 2020. Closed down, our employees, no jobs.
Yeah.
And we have this challenge.
Yeah.
Some, they got other jobs.
Yeah.
They move on with their lives.
Right.
And when the country opened up again,
Yeah.
during lockdown, I was learning something else through YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like
YouTube.
people, they can have a different imagination of like, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that.
Yeah.
But for me, what I'm doing now, I learned it from YouTube. I didn't have to go to class. Okay, and it's the same data that people are using to go on TikTok.
Yeah, it's true.
And make silly videos.
It's true.
You understand?
And you can also download a lot of videos from YouTube and then watch it when you don't have data.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And nowadays you have, mostly here in Gambia, you have a lot of places that have got free Wi-Fi. You go there, you can actually download on YouTube, get home in your free time, watch something, learn something. What is it that you want to chase next? What is it that you have seen opportunities that you want to do?
Yeah.
So I learned farming. I started learning farming on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I didn't know which type of farming I should go into. But one thing I know, I like agriculture. Yeah, since high school I was doing agriculture. I was studying agriculture. Like since primary school, I was studying agriculture. And when you get to like secondary school or high school, you, in my country, you choose what subjects you want to take, and agriculture was an option if you want to take it or you want to take it. I still automatically, I did not even think about it. I was like, I'm going for agriculture.
That's good. They don't have that option in the UK.
Oh yeah?
No. No.
So I love agriculture. So I knew that okay, I've learned agriculture my whole life, basically in school.
Yeah.
I need to utilize it.
Yeah.
I need to utilize it. But with agriculture, it's like also like sort of like medicine.
Right.
You still have to upgrade yourself. What is changing in the world? You understand the genes of crops or animals or something like that. So I knew that I cannot use the knowledge that I learned from school.
Okay.
Now, so I was like now polishing up my what is going on.
Yeah.
What are people doing? How can you make money from agriculture? So I started like checking online. At first, I landed on actually potatoes.
Right. Okay.
Irish potatoes. You know, the ones for chips and all that. So I started like researching how does it work here in Gambia and all this. What type of soil you need to do that? How much can you make and all that.
Yeah.
So I talked to somebody that I know, a Nigerian friend, and he was like, "Oh, I know this farm. These people, they do all these organic crops. You should go and check it out. They have like different types of crops they do it. Actually,
cool.
there's money in there."
What, here?
Yeah, in Gambia.
What's it called?
I can't remember the name.
Oh.
But yeah, but even him, I don't think like he mentioned the name. He just told me like where it is, and whenever I'm ready, he can take me there.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, oh, okay, organic crops. I remember I came back home, I started checking out organic crops and stuff like that, how to do that. And I actually noticed that you don't even nowadays need soil actually to actually grow organic crops.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do all this like they're calling them like what do they call it? Hydro or something.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so people they grow like crops in water or something.
Right.
Like that. Yeah, they can have like some stations where they just plant the water. So that's where I started saying like, oh wow, like I can do this even in my backyard.
Yeah, that's all I'm like, what?
Yeah, and the harvest is like really good because you can actually grow them horizontally instead of like on the land.
Okay.
Yeah, so they grow it horizontally as long as you want it.
Wow.
So
interesting.
yeah, I checked that. I was like, oh okay, this is interesting. So as much as I was growing deep, even like when I opened my YouTube, everything was just agriculture. Like the suggestions were just agriculture.
It's like you just opened school.
Exactly. So it was just now me like scrolling like, what do I want to learn?
Yeah.
So I then landed on sheeps. Because I was talking to one lady, she told me like, oh, I keep sheep in my home village.
Right.
And sheep is actually a lot of money when you actually keep the sheep during Ramadan. And
Yes,
all that,
they are.
buy
During
sheep.
Ramadan,
Yeah,
they're so
they're like-
expensive.
Yeah, where there's quality, where there's all this. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. It's like, yeah, you can actually sell one maybe for like after like $300.
Yes.
$200.
Yes,
yeah.
I've heard that. But then what do you do during the time when Corotare and all that is not happening? You're just going to have them there.
We will probably be raising them. One gave me the idea that you buy them
Yeah.
when they're just like growing up,
Mhm.
then you raise them
Yeah.
until when they're mature for meat,
Yeah.
then you sell them.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
then there
so
will be
you
that
be-
in between.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
the time that is not happening,
Yeah.
you're raising them,
Right.
targeting to a certain point
Yes.
that you're going to get rid of.
Right.
So there was that. So I was like, oh, okay, this sounds good. But then the thing with business,
Yeah.
when you want to start a business,
Yeah.
you start from last and then you move backwards.
Yeah.
So I checked like, okay, how much do I want to be making?
Mhm.
Right? Because like you said, like it's seasonal. The sheep
Mhm.
side was seasonal. So I was like, okay, but when I'm raising, then I'm just spending money. I want something that will be like going on.
Mhm.
What if lockdown happens? Something that will be keep on going on, right?
Mhm.
If lockdown happens and the sheep they're like, it's time to sell them. Then,
Then what?
then you have to be feeding them
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah.
They're feeding from your pocket. Now you have your mouth
Exactly.
and then
Yeah,
animals, you know.
yeah.
So I was like, no, because I was like looking at something that would sustain me
Right.
with another lockdown.
Yeah.
Because this time I'm teaching myself I'm in lockdown. I was like,
Right.
what can I do during lockdown?
Yeah.
And I remember even my sister saying, oh, we should be selling face masks and all that. So I was getting like, how much can I make in selling face masks? I don't want to be greedy or anything, but me myself, I was like, the profit there is not much. For me.
Yeah,
Like, what am I
yeah.
going to make? So
Yeah.
oh, try to go to the organizations and sell it. I was like, I don't think like Gambia here is right. I was like, that is not like, and even after lockdown, the face mask is going to be useless.
Yeah,
you know?
and then you
So-
might have this stock of face masks.
Yeah, and the thing is like there was no specific time to say like, oh, lockdown is going to end or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, nah, face mask, that's not it for me.
Yeah.
Let me just for others, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
about like what you think.
Yeah.
you can do, you know?
It's all individualistic.
So for me, I was like, okay, first of all, let's stop researching and let me calculate first. How much do I know? Do I know that I need? Okay, that can sustain me. That can sustain my goals. Like how much do I want to do? So the thing is, like, if you're out there, you want to like start a business, that would be my advice. Like first, see like how much money you want to be making. Whether it's in a month or in a year or per week or per day.
Yeah.
It depends what nature of business you want to do. Write down that figure.
Yeah.
Right? Then work it backwards, like how you can target to make that money.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of materials do you need? What type of input do you need in terms of labor? Or if there's any consultants that you need to get before that, training that you need to get before that. Then now step back going forward.
Have you ever thought about teaching people? Like when it's time, when it's like, I'm literally sitting there, I'm thinking I could imagine someone like paying you, and also like other people like here would like to pay you, like get a small.
I think that should be another business.
That's exactly that's what I was just thinking. I'm like sitting there thinking, wait, you can also create courses, film it, put it online, and then people can also buy the courses as well.
Maybe.
Yeah, see? Because what you're saying is it's very valuable.
Yeah.
So, and there's so many ways you can teach people. It doesn't have to be just face to face.
Exactly.
You can do mentoring or tutor like children, like you know, that are at prime ages. You can literally record it, put it on. It doesn't have to be on YouTube, but there's I can't remember what it's called, but there's a platform where it's just people go on there and they pay a certain fee and they go and learn whatever they want to learn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if there's ever a lockdown, maybe that can be...
maybe I should look into it. But if it's helpful for anybody out there.
Yeah, Excel, all of that stuff. People need to, you've got knowledge.
Yeah, so basically that's what I did. I was like, okay, I need to know first of all, like how much I want to be making.
Yes.
Okay, like how much I want to put in there.
Yeah.
So when I figured that out, I realized that okay, selling potatoes wasn't it.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to make the figure that I wanted.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I needed like a big investment. In
Yeah.
which I wasn't gonna be able to.
Or even do big trade.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Which I was saying like, oh, this this is not it. And then on the sheep side, I saw it as well, like, there's a challenge that. So this is basically planning stage. So when you're like want to do a business, you have to have the planning stage to know that, okay, when this challenge comes, this is the solution that I'm going to solve. This is how I'm going to work it out to fix it. Okay, that's one reason, or the most reason why many business fail. Is because many people they get into a business before planning, before knowing the challenges of that business, before doing the research, like, okay, what if this problem comes, how am I going to solve it? You should at least have 2 plans of that, how you can solve that situation, even though it's not practical. Theoretically, you should have like, okay, this is how I'm going to solve this situation if it comes. Okay, so when I was seeing those situations, I was like, what if this situation comes? I was like, no, this is not it, this is not it. Then I stumbled on another YouTuber in Uganda. The page is called Farm Up.
Farm Up.
Yeah.
Oh, because you up.
Well, it's not. It's not about the vegetable stuff I was talking about. Yeah, but it's like Farm Up. Like I think like his goal maybe is like farm up, like rise up. I don't know. But he's a poultry farmer.
Okay.
His YouTube page is like very educated.
Right.
Yeah, he's talking about his experience, and he's always like taking videos on his farm, he's saying what he's doing. And it was educated for me. So I got stuck on it. I got stuck on it because he was explaining things step by step, and you were seeing it. It wasn't like just like talking and saying like, oh, when you get to this stage you should do, because that can get boring. But then saying it in the background, like that's his chickens, that's what he's doing, and this is, and telling you. So I got intrigued. I was like, I think we're getting somewhere.
You had a
yeah. So now I calculated like how much money you can make in a poultry.
Right.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Oh, that's the digits that I'm looking for.
This is the one.
So now when I worked it backwards and saying the input that I need to put, the location on land and stuff like that, I had that.
Okay.
Right? So one thing as well, like I want to say to people coming up, like buying land is very valuable. When I was working, there was a time that I saw opportunity that came from Talib Bensouda. You know Talib Bensouda? The mayor. You don't know your mayor? Okay.
No.
So at the time, Talib Bensouda was not a mayor. Yeah, he was just a young man. Okay. He was working for an insurance company. Okay. And at the time, I knew him based also because of Afriqcars. We were actually insuring with them. So I'll go there, you know, I was driving, going to collect stuff. Yeah. So one day I went to collect insurance papers from the insurance company. Right. And I met Talib Bensouda, and we started talking. He was like, I know your sister, this. We started talking. Yeah. From there we became friends. When you go out some functions like that, you meet him and we talk and stuff like that. Then he was like, yo, you should meet my brother, he's selling land. You know, I think you should buy a land. I was like, buy a land? And he was like, no, it's good. You never know. Yeah. It's also good investment, this, and it's on payment plan. Just go and see him and everything. Here's his number, and he'll give you a good deal. Right. So I was like, okay. I called his brother. Yeah. And he was also like very friendly. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, I have this land that I'm selling. Yeah. Every month you pay $3,000.
That's it?
That's it. By then.
Oh, I was like, is he still selling land?
Yeah, he is still selling land. Oh. But the payment plan, of course, they have changed. You know, the economy is changing. But by then, of course, that's what I'm saying. Like when you see an opportunity, take it. I know. So that was an opportunity in my time. Right. That has become so valuable today. Yes. You understand? At the time, like in Gambia, to buy a land, you're saying like, oh, payment plan, every month you pay $3,000. Right. And I was like, okay. At the time, it was difficult because I think at the time my salary was like around, I was making like maybe like 5,500 or 6,000. Yeah. So it was actually taking up like 50 to more than 50% of mine. Yeah. But the lucky part is that I wasn't worried about rent because I was staying with my sister. Right. And she was feeding me. Yeah. You know? So that part, it wasn't like really my responsibility. Yeah. I had that opportunity. Right. You understand? So everywhere you are, just accept the position where you are right now and just work with it. You know, you never know how valuable something can turn out to be. Never. So yeah, and so when I worked it out,
Yeah.
I see that I have a land
Yeah.
that I bought by then.
Right.
All I have to do is to build it.
Yeah.
Then I can actually start agriculture, what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I want to do. All now I need is the income to start up the second business.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I started now working on it. It was a long process. Yeah, it took me, I think, about 2 years to actually get the structure done and everything.
Oh, so those videos you put up recently, because recently I've been seeing Harold posting videos about the, is it chicken farm? Spiritual
Yeah.
chicken farm. So those are old videos.
Yes. So when I was watching these videos, this concept, like when you're doing something,
Yeah.
video.
Yes.
In today's generation, almost everyone has a smartphone.
Yeah.
Document it, because you never know how useful it can be.
Exactly.
Alright. So I was documenting the whole process, and in the end I found it inspirational, because sometimes even whilst I was building, there were times that I wanted to give up. I was like, no, this is way too much, because the challenges were so many.
Yeah.
But then when you start watching the videos, or when you talk to a friend, and they see what you're working, they'll be like, wow, that is nice.
Exactly.
Like,
that's
wow.
what I thought.
Yeah, like you're doing that.
Yeah.
You understand? They start seeing it on their perspective, like, wow, somebody, my friend is doing something. You understand? So that kind of like kicks you up back up. Like, you know what? Yeah, let me continue. You understand? So videoing, it has the advantage. It's just like writing.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in school, my English teacher used to say, like, you should be writing when you're emotional.
Yeah, like
you're
journal.
happy. Yeah, just write anything you feel like. Just write it.
Yeah.
And another day you read it back, you can have different feelings about it. You can be like, oh wow, I feel this way. Wow, I can write this good. You know.
Yeah.
So it kind of like just propels you in a different mood. If you are down, you'll be like, wow, this day I was even way down than now. So why should I give up now? You know, it kind of like refreshing your memory. So it's actually good. So today we have devices on our hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Video it, don't be afraid to post it.
Yeah.
You know, share it with other people. Other people say like, okay, work in silent. There are things that you work in silent.
Yeah,
and there are things that you at a point you kind of share.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So the time I was like building, I was working in silent. Yeah. I knew that okay, this is far away from what I want to do and go. Yeah. So there's no reason why I should be posting it. And what if I don't make it? It's going to be useless. But the time like I got it started, and I was like, oh, okay, I can share this video. So this is my experience. I can share it. Somebody to motivate somebody else. You know, somebody else who wants to pursue something else in their industry. It can be farming. It can be other businesses.
Yeah, anything
at all. Like
you never know how someone might see what value they'll see in that, and take whatever it is that resonates with them at that moment from that.
Exactly. So when I said, I was like, okay, my family saw that I'm doing that. Wow. Okay, this is different. Like you did that, so it also gives you proud moment, because when the whole thing is done, you kind of go back and see those videos. Like, wow, this day I was tired. This day I can't believe I was hungry. But look at me now, we're there. So it kind of gives you the motivation to keep on going. You know, no matter how the circumstances is. So people that are working on something, don't like video that thing, keep it aside. When it starts working, don't be afraid to share. Because when I even like share the videos, there are people actually that were coming out to my inbox and be like, oh, you're doing this, oh, I know this person was some things that I didn't even know. People were commenting and telling me how I was learning from that. So if I didn't do that, today probably even that could have failed badly, because to be honest, like on internet, people that actually came in my DM or maybe even a comment, I actually learned one or two things. You understand? They actually give me valuable information. They actually told me where I can get what. You know? Like for example, the chicken, they need like different type of feed, right? Where to get it from and stuff like that. And somebody actually was like, yo, you can actually take good feed from this person. And I realized that the feed that I was giving them at that point, they were not so good. You know, they had a problem.
Oh, I think
but if I didn't post that,
then
this person could not have known that I'm doing that, could not have advised me where to get actually good feed. And my chickens could have died from that. You know? So
I love things like that. Exactly. And you never know, like I always feel like what's meant for you is meant for you, so everything else will start like aligning up and like coming to help you, to keep pushing you in that direction.
Exactly.
So that's brilliant.
Yeah. So it wasn't even about like because some people, they mostly, I would say, female. Female, when they start a business, they want too much upload. They want, you're doing good, you're doing good, you understand? I guess that maybe females, you have like so many emotions going on and stuff like that. But I've noticed that when I was growing up, I was like, oh, females, they really need like encouragement all the time when they start a business. And when they started like on YouTube or on social media, like Instagram and all this, they are more focused on likes. Yeah, so they're focused on like what I posted should go viral. The video I posted should go viral. But the thing is, like, when you post it, you're going to have 1 or 2 people that they're going to see it and remember like, oh, okay, this person is doing makeup. Oh, okay, this person is doing this. They can just like save your profile. Another day, as long as you continue doing that, it can take maybe 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, a year. That person who saw that video, they can come like, oh, you do makeup, right? Oh, my cousin is having a wedding.
Yeah.
At that point, you, because maybe in the meantime you didn't get that upload and you said to give it up, and at that point now opportunity has come. You're not ready.
Yeah, you're like, oh.
Because you didn't get the likes that you were aiming for. Like will not give you the money that you need. You need recognition. You need the network. Okay? So people, they will see that. Some people, they will come in your DM and be like, oh, what you're doing, it's good. If you need this, you can actually get from here. If you need that, you can actually get from here. And that is what has actually now is a B.
I know. It's true. You never. There was one. I remember there was one famous kind of guy. He was putting YouTube videos up, and I really don't remember what it was about, but it's more the basis around it what I remember more. He said he was putting it up and he would only get like 1 view, and he was still posting 1 view, but what ended up happening was that one person that viewed it knew somebody else that was quite famous, and then they told that person, and then from then he blew up. So like, it's just like,
you just have to keep on going.
You just never know.
You never know. And posting right now is actually a good thing, because that's how, like, almost everybody has a smartphone and everybody's scrolling.
Exactly.
Some people, they're gonna see, they don't want to like it. Some people are gonna see, but that is not your target. The target is just like to keep on going, sharing it out there. And then one or another is going to work out. So and that you're just building your own market as well, because at a certain point, the people that are saying they're going to, they may not interact with you at that point, but they have kept your information. Okay, I know this person is doing this, let me keep their information, and I can actually contact them when I need them. And if you stop at the same point just because you're not getting the likes or you're not glowing, then you say like, let me stop this. Of course there's a point where
sometimes
it's just about you knowing that, okay, I cannot carry on doing this because it's not maybe bringing money as I want. But our advice, like, if you believe into something, you have worked your plan from front backwards, and then you're going towards it.
Harold's going to be teaching you guys soon.
You just have to know those steps that you're taking and see like, okay, my development is going as I planned. And if it's going that way, all you just need is just that one luck, one opportunity that's going to come. And God sometimes is just looking at you like, how long can you keep it up? And he sees like, you're stubborn at this, let me just give you what you want. You understand? Then boom, like that. And other people that were looking at your post and be like, this one, they're still at home doing, this one, this one. And then they just see that, this one? This is what happened. This is what happens. So you just have to keep on going, document whatever it is you're working on. And when it comes to the right time, put it on social media. Put it out there for people to actually know what you're doing. They recognize, they'll save it. One day somebody will actually contact you. So that's my new business that I'm working on.
So you have Afriqcars, which is a car rental business. I'll put all the details. I'm going to put some nice little video clips and everything so you guys can see, and you can know all the contact details, social media and everything else that you guys have. And then the other one, you're calling it Afriqpoultry.
So my goal because I have this big dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I want to work with different people and have different businesses.
Right.
Like this business that I'm venturing into is not like my end goal.
Right.
I still have other businesses that I want to open up.
Okay.
So I was like, branding in business, branding is really important. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a brand that I worked with my sister, Afriqcars.
Yes.
And thank God that many people they're familiar with.
Yeah.
Tourists, locals,
yeah,
they're familiar with. Yeah. They know that okay, when you need a car, when you need reliable cars,
yeah,
reliable profession,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we go to Afriqcars.
Yeah.
So after building that brand,
yeah,
when I'm starting another business, it's like I don't want to make so much effort to build another different brand.
Yeah.
But I should join to the already brand that is existing for market purpose. Yeah. Okay. So people that already are familiar with Afriqcars, when they see that Afriqcars have got a sister business which is Afriqpoultry, and you're selling chickens or eggs or something like that. The trust that they have for me already in Afriqcars, will just easily flow to the other business. So for example, like selling cars, renting cars, people that I sold cars to, or people that I rent cars to, if I tell them that, I've got eggs for sale, I've got chickens to sell, they're like, oh really now? Okay, I want eggs, I have a wedding, I need like 20 crates of eggs, can you provide? And they already trust that I'll provide because they already trust my other brand. So I saw that, I was like, I don't have to put another name to it. Let me try to make it something that will just go in a line.
Exactly.
You know, it will be easy to market. Because of the Afriqcars. That is right. So I go with Afriqpoultry. And I look at that as easy to brand it. You know? So people that actually already follow me or know me in my other business, it will be easy. People that are on social media, I'm pushing it on social media so that you can just get it.
Makes
By
sense.
the time I have the product online,
boom. As they say in the UK, Bob's your uncle. Okay, one last question I wanted to ask you is, what advice would you give to anyone that's moving to the Gambia for the first time?
Okay. Intent is moving to visit or to stay?
No, to stay, to live.
Okay. I've met, I think if you're moving to Gambia or anywhere actually in Africa, I'll say that if you're from Europe, you should have, whether Europe or overseas in general, if you haven't lived in any country in Africa, if you're from like overseas in general, my first advice to you is like you should have that reason why you're moving to Africa. Okay, so if you're moving to Gambia, you should have that one reason, one main reason that you have made that I'm moving my life to Gambia because of this. It can be racism, it can be like comfortability, I don't know, it can be like the weather, it can be food. You understand? Because when you get here, some people they move to Gambia or to African countries because maybe they came on holidays. And they're like, I had so much good time. I went to Ghana, I had so much good time. I went to Nigeria, I had good time, all people they're nice. I went to Gambia, the food was good, this. I want to move there. But then you haven't met. When you came here for holiday, it's different experience to actually stay.
Completely different.
Because when you came on holiday, you were meeting people that will satisfy your vacation. Okay? You are meeting people in hotels. You are meeting people at the beach. Okay? But when you come to stay, you're not gonna be meeting those people anymore. You're going to be meeting now. You start dealing directly with the landlord, dealing directly with like transportation system, dealing directly with like internet, because you were in a
electricity.
Electricity. You're going to start now seeing now the skeleton of the country. You understand? You're going now to see the bad and the good, mostly the bad, because at that point you're no longer in vacation. You're now
vacation mode is off.
So many people, I've met actually people that have actually came to Gambia and decided to leave. Because you know I'm in this business where like car rentals and stuff. Like people will come and rent a car and say like, okay, I've moved to Gambia. Maybe they've come for work, and then after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're already exhausted. They
don't want to go.
Why? Because they came with the same spirit of coming here as a vacation, because of what they experienced during vacation.
So
maybe
different.
some of you have even like already know this, but the other thing is like what I'm saying, that you should have that one reason. Okay, so for example, I met an American who actually came to Gambia, and he was saying that one thing he likes about living in Gambia is that he doesn't have to worry about like driving a nice car and be stopped by the police and all these racism stuff going on and stuff like that. And just because he's black, he can't get some certain benefits or something like that. You understand? And he comes here, he feels home. He feels like to interact with anybody. He walks on the street and he's saying hi to people and all this. You know, his car breaks down and there's somebody to push him and stuff like that. Without any reason at all. There's some sort of help that he can get. And it's like, that's the difference, that he enjoys that. He sees that. So if life gets hard whilst you're in Gambia, you have moved to Gambia, you have uprooted your life from wherever you're coming from, and you have come to Gambia, Ghana, wherever. If life came hard, you made some challenges that have now said that, oh no, I can't deal with this anymore. That one reason why you moved, you came here, should ring in your head. Like you're going to go back to deal with that. And maybe that can be like, you know what, I can deal with slow internet in Africa. Than maybe whatever your reason, why you moved. I like that. Or maybe is your relationship style is not good in whatever country you're in. You understand? But also, if you are somebody that is willing to move to Gambia, you have to have a plan. You understand? Have a plan. If you are living in America or in the UK and all this, because here when you get here, mostly financially, you have to have a good plan financially. Why am I saying this? Things like rent, you pay like for a year. Okay? In America, on this, you can be paying monthly. And you can put it on your credit card. At least the bank can pay for you. And you work it back. No bank
There's no credit.
Nope.
There's no credit.
No bank is going to borrow you money to buy a phone. Or if you want to buy iPhone or whatever latest phone has come out, you have to pay cash. All of it.
Cars, everything. There's no
credit. There's no credit. Insurance, everything you're going to pay. Healthy as well is also another thing. Hospital and stuff like that. Some depend going to Senegal and stuff like that. So if you're coming here, I advise that you should actually have good finance where it's coming from. So like for example, if you're like in America, you should have a supporting income. You understand? When you come here, wherever you're gonna start a business, that money is gonna finish. that money what you bring is going to finish. You're going to need more money. So if you have like, let's say, pension money or whatever, pension money I think is good money that actually can start you a business in Gambia. It depends. It depends.
It depends on, especially Americans. It depends what type of job you had. In the UK, state pension, forget it.
So it all depends on what it is like you're working on. But I would advise that like if you're coming here to have like a business, you should have a backup income. So if you're like a couple, if your wife is working, then the money is going to come here. Start off something. If you start working, then you can now bring in like your rest of your family. Because why am I saying this? People that put their family and say that, okay, I'm going to Gambia because Gambia is nice. But when you come here, you start now, like I said, you have to start dealing with maybe like landlord and all this. If you start paying your money to all these people and you start paying maybe like, let's say, somebody to come and fix something, that person will not fix it properly. You will spend another money paying somebody else to fix the same problem. It's different with Europe. You can have like maybe a company that is coming to fix something, and if you didn't work, they come again.
They'll fix it. And you don't have to pay again.
But here you find those things not so working out that way. So you're going to spend on that. So you have to have a good plan. You come here, see what kind of accommodation. Maybe come here, stay here for 3-4 months. See what kind of accommodation you want to have.
See how it fits.
See what kind of interaction you can have with people. See what kind of because many people, they have this knowledge of like, or this estimate like, oh, okay, in America I spend this much on the rent.
Yeah.
Here, this I can have a mansion
cheaper, but still, yeah.
But then you find out that that house is not working as in America. You need some things that you need to fix.
Generator.
Exactly, and those things as well, they're taking money out of you.
Constantly.
So if you're not making money in Gambia yet,
yeah,
you have to find a way that you can actually be getting money somewhere else. To actually sustain what it is that you want to work on.
Yeah.
And like I said, like building, for me, like building this agricultural project, it has taken me like to build the structure and everything.
Yeah.
Because I had to build a house where the person who's going to work there
right.
to live.
Yes.
Yeah. It was an empty land.
Right. So you had to have something.
Fancy, security, bring electricity, bring water. So that all that was a lot of expense.
Right.
And I actually, when I came here, I know that if somebody was just coming to Gambia to start agriculture, then you have to understand that you're going to start the business. Yeah. And you're going to put money in it. Yeah. And for the first maybe 3-4 months when you have the product to sell, you're not going to make the money that you want. So at that time as well, you need money
to sustain yourself.
So you should have proper financial plan. Yeah, knowing that where I'm going, there's no way I'm going to borrow money. Yeah. Where I'm going to be living on a budget. Yeah. So you have to have a budget plan. You have to figure out what is it that you want to do. Yeah. You have to come here on the ground, do some research what you want to do before you bring your family. Yeah, because people they end up like going back. Like,
lots of people I've seen.
I'm going back. Why? Yeah. It's not like Gambia. You cannot do it in Gambia. It's because your planning wasn't perfect.
And I feel like a lot of people have certain utopian ideals of Gambia, and then they get very disappointed when they come here. Gambia's not, it might be certain people's individuals' utopia, but it's not a generalistic utopia. There are still things here that will get on your nerves, or things that you wouldn't expect to happen, you know, crime or whatever, but it's just another country, just like any other country in the world. You know,
the good, the bad.
Exactly.
So if you have that one reason that is bringing you here, keep that reason as your backbone reason of like moving to Gambia, and make your plan. What is it that you want to do here? And when you're doing your research, don't just get information from mostly people that maybe stay in Gambia, mostly
or even just YouTube. Like, I always tell everyone, like, just take what I'm saying with a pinch of salt. Come and see for yourself. Everyone's experience is their own experience.
Exactly. Everybody has got their own way. Like when I was studying, like I say, like I was seeing videos on YouTube and everything.
Sorry.
I was seeing videos on YouTube and everything, and thinking that, oh, I've done my research. Oh, I'm ready. Oh, now I can go into it. But then when it came to the actual thing, it was different. I'm seeing things that I didn't see on YouTube. Nobody told me about this. Why is this happening like this? Why are the chickens behaving this way? You know? So I was just actually learning more things. I actually learned more things actually doing the project.
Yeah, exactly. Practical. Practical.
So you can think like you've got everything under control. You can think like you have all the information, but when you come here and start doing the things that you want to do, you start now meeting other situations that you didn't even plan for.
Exactly.
So that's why you need a backup income. Just in case that challenge needs money that you didn't plan for. You know that, okay, I can compensate this money because I have another income.
So have a backup with your backup.
Have a backup with your plan, like mostly financially, because one thing that you're going to do is to bring all your money here. Then in the end you're thinking of going back, and you don't have money, and you're going to start again from scratch again. And second, you have to be a very open-minded person. Because you're going to make things that don't happen in Europe. Because in my line of business as currently, the people that are like, but in Europe, but in America, right? But in England, we don't. That's England. That's America.
This is Africa.
Now you're in Gambia. You understand? Now you have to understand this is how things work. And then you should have the acceptance to accept that this is what I'm going to be facing every day. This is the lifestyle that I'm choosing to live now. You understand? you have to have the courage to accept the situation, to accept that now this is what I'm going to live in. Not like, oh, okay, in America my apartment was like this, in America my house was like this, so you're expecting the same treatment in Gambia. No. Oh, my landlord in America does this. Oh, here you don't do that. Don't take that on people that
you can't compare.
You can't compare. You have to accept that you have moved on from that life. Now you're in a new life. You understand? And then you have to find your own community, your own friends that they're going to help you out. Find valuable friends that they're going to help you out from what you're doing. Because the other thing here locally, like I was saying, that people don't advise you things like the common things is like, oh, you're going to manage. Oh, there's no solution. You understand? You're going to manage. Or people are telling you that, oh, you can do this at this place. Oh, I have a friend who does this. Oh, and then you go ahead and pay. The other thing I'll advise people that when you're coming here, pay when you're on the ground. If you're not familiar with the person, if you haven't come to Gambia before and you're not familiar with the person, like how they work and it's, come here, look at it at yourself, see that this is what you want, and pay for it. Because the thing that happens in Gambia is like when you pay, everything here is like by hand. It's by hand. Everything you pay here, they'll tell you that now that's not the thing that you wanted, it's something else you wanted, and you want your refund back. It's like, oh, sorry, I can't pay you back. Oh, sorry, I used the money for this. Even like when you employ somebody, maybe a builder, to build something for you, and then you go ahead and pay them money, tomorrow they don't go to show up. They say, oh, sorry, somebody died in my family, and this. Oh, it's then a week or something like that. And this I'm saying it based on my experience, so it's not something that I'm just saying it just to say it. It's something that I have seen it here, and I'm pretty sure you can also see it in other countries, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, you see that. So, but if you are based in the UK, maybe you grew up there, or maybe in America or something like that, you get think like, oh, when I pay, it's going to work that way, or I pay to this company, it's going to work that way. Here sometimes it can be really funny, or maybe you can be looking at cheap stuff, like, oh, okay, it's going to be cheap labor, or, oh, this one was asking me for this, and this company is asking me for this. Oh, these ones they're higher. There's a reason why they're higher. Understand? There is a reason. So if you buy cheap, expect cheap. So and even expect if it's none at all. In my line of business, car rental, sometimes somebody can even call me at the airport and say like, oh, Harold, I rented a car from you, but I cancelled it. And the reason being I was maybe expensive, because they were advised by somebody else that was cheaper. Then they land, there is no car. Inside the airport now they're calling me like I should now go and pick them up. If the car that they talked about with me is still available. So I see this. That's why I'm like sharing. So if you're coming here and you see that, okay, somebody advised you like, oh, I have a friend, I have this person I know. If it's that kind of situation, calm yourself, see what the friend is doing, see what the friend can do. Then you'll be like, oh, okay, you know what, I want you to fix this for me. I want you to put electricity in my house that I'm building. Okay, then they can give you maybe like a quotation or whatever, like, okay, this is how it's going to cost. Oh, I have to buy parts, or I have to buy things so that I can fix your car, or so I can fix your electricity. Say, let's go buy what you want, what you want, and you come and fix it. That is another advice, you know, like, go with the person, don't be lazy. If it's a mechanic, go with the mechanic. Some will be like, ah, no, but I have this. My friend, take your car, go to a professional garage, they'll fix it for you, and then they'll ask you for money. But if somebody's asking you for money to buy materials or to buy things because they can fix this, they can fix that, then I'll advise you, don't pay. Tell them like, okay, let's go buy the material. You buy. Sometimes even it's not even, for example, like cars, it's not even the parts that they
I know.
There is something totally different. So you just waste money. So you have to go to the professionals.
Oh, mechanics here or something else.
Go to professionals. Maybe they may ask you for more, but they're asking you for more for a reason. For a good reason. If you want, you can go and try the cheap, and then see how it works out for you. If it works out for you,
then that's good. That's good for
exactly.
You.
But from my experience, I would say like, you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you find something that is expensive, and some maybe it's a little bit higher than the other thing. Don't just get attracted that, oh, it's Gambia, everything is cheap, or so I should go with the cheap. And no, there's a reason why it's cheap. Because probably doesn't exist, or don't show up at all, or they'll tell you like, oh, this is the problem, or this, that, so we can't do it now, so sorry, how about this, how about that, offering you different things, or maybe even not even offering you anything at all. So yeah, if you're coming to Gambia, watch out for those things, but one thing, have a reason why you want to move to Africa. It's not only Gambia. Nigeria, you also find another wahala. Whether you go to Ghana as well, you have another problem. So you just find the main reason why you're moving there that will keep you in that country. So you can kind of go back to that reason. When tough times come, you visit that reason, like, oh, okay, this is why I came here. Let me focus on doing that. If you came here to do your business, focus on doing your business. Focus on having the end goal to your business. And don't take the advice of like, Gambia there's nothing, or Africa there's nothing there, or this. That is a lie.
It is a lie.
That is a lie.
Big
People
lie.
They're doing it here.
They
People
are.
are doing it in Gambia.
Yes, for sure.
I came to Gambia with $100 when I came to Gambia here. You understand? And the day that I'm living in Gambia, I'm never living with $100. I've built my businesses, I've built something, so if I can do it, I know that other people there, many of you, everybody who's watching this, you can also do it here in Gambia. And people that are already living in Gambia, that you're finding difficulties, I think it's just a matter of like planning. Plan what you want to do with your life. You understand?
Be open-minded to other things. It's not just about the most flashiest thing that you can do. Try and learn something from somebody else. There's YouTube there. There's people that are doing things that are willing to actually advise you. And people will advise you if you're actually doing something. You understand? If you're actually doing something in a certain industry, people that are in that industry will come actually with free advice. Because, for example, like I said, like I started posting all these videos about the chickens. I'm getting advice. I'm learning from people. I'm learning where to get what, or better things for what I'm doing. But if I didn't do anything about that, if I didn't like post your share or try to communicate with other people in that industry, I would not learn that. You understand? So there are opportunities. It's just for you to actually learn like in those opportunities. Like, when the opportunity comes, you have to be ready. Even God will bless you when you're ready. You understand? One advice I can say on that, like being ready, is like, I say, imagine if you're having a airport. Alright? What is the most important thing about the airport? Is to have the runway where the flight is going to land. Okay? If you don't have that, or if there's no runway on your airport, no flight is going to land. Okay? So the airport doesn't exist. Okay? So you need to fix your runway. Okay? So fixing your runway is not even your plane that is going to land. You understand? But you're going to fix the runway because you're expecting that Air X can come and land. Alright? That plane doesn't belong to you. It's your airport. But you believe that one day the plane is going to land. Okay? That plane is an opportunity in life. So fix what it is that you need to learn in life. Make your runway correct. The time the flight land on your airport, you have the runway. I like that analogy. I've not heard that before. Excuse me. See, you need to start teaching. I told you. Okay. Right. We've been talking forever, but I have really enjoyed this, and I've learned so much, even just myself from talking to you. I told you, you need to start teaching. So thank you so much, Harold. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you so much, because obviously I could have asked you, you could have said no.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this time. And, if we need to help each other in everything.
Thank you.
Nothing doesn't hurt. It actually feels good.
Oh, good. So you liked it, huh?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And thank you guys so much for watching. You know, I really, really, really am very grateful, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.